Hello everyone, welcome to Top Coding session number 4.5. My name is Min Kim, and this session is going to be on creating your own TopCoder solution in Visual Studio based on some user feedback that I got. So this is session 4.5 because I'm working on another video for TopCoder in regards to how somebody would make money off of TopCoder, and this is a post that one individual has posted several times in regards to, I guess, my series of videos. And the video is still in the works, and at first I thought that it would be kind of simple, but I realized there was a lot of material that I wanted to put in regards to just really well thought out ideas and how to approach it. So keep braced, it's going to come soon. Thanks for those who commented or left positive feedback in my videos. You guys really motivate me on the creation of these videos, and even though I only have like 3 users, it really is something that keeps the fuel burning. So with that, let me go ahead and walk you through the existing solution that I have. So we'll see that the one that I had just has various SRM challenges that I went through, the div 1, div 2s. It also has an item template, which I have a random coding video on how to create an item template if you guys are curious about that, as well as an extensions that is the installation harness on the item template. And finally, I also have a toolkit. I'll just go ahead and tour you guys a little bit through what my solution has. There is an array tool that I have. It's just syntactical sugar because creating arrays can be a little bit painful. I mean, it's like 2 lines of code, but I essentially just break it down to 1 line of code. So if we look at my div2 test harness, we'll see that I just create an array using this little new int array thing, and it just takes an all parameters. There's no magic here by any means, but it does simplify it, just making it 1 extra line of code shorter per array. The other thing that I have is a little assertion tool so that I can test, similar kind of like to unit testing, and it really helps out again in my little program test harness. You see that I have the actual program that I test, the expected outcome, which in TopCoder solutions they usually show the solution based upon the inputs. So something that just makes me help validate that the actual solution was correct. So with that, that's my little toolkit. Again, the item template that I have for it. So and then that's generally the project. So now what I want to do is I'll just go ahead and show how we actually will create a brand new solution, how you would create a brand new solution like this. And again, you could easily create any other type of testing tools or any type of syntactical sugar to help you be a little bit more efficient as you're working through it, since the time is limited to do any of these contests. So I'm going to go ahead and close the solution. Then I'm going to go ahead and click File New, and I don't know why it's not showing up in this. This is very peculiar. Let me see if maybe if I scroll it over, it just... Okay, you can't see it, but I'm just going to click File New Project. Now we got our little dialog for the File New Project. And under here, there's all the various things on the project templates. So I'm actually just going to choose other project types and choose Visual Studio Solutions. In it, we have blank solutions. So what I like to do is I just like to create an absolute empty solution, because if you actually start creating a project that's based upon like a Windows application, WPF application, or class library or anything, it does this heinous thing where, so like let's say I name this TopCoding solution. So what's going to actually happen is it would actually create a folder called TopCoding Solution, and then under TopCoding Solution it'd have another folder called TopCoding Solution, and one would have the solution, one would have the project, but it's just like this nested redundancy and looks ugly. So based upon that, I like to start off with a blank solution. I'm going to call it TopCoding Solution, and let's just go ahead and put it in the let's just go ahead and put in temp folder for now. Okay. So once I specify the name TopCoding Solution, I click OK. We're going to see that my solution actually has no projects in it, and that's exactly what we want. So what then I'm going to do now is I'm just going to right click it, click add, and you don't see these menus, but I do. So all I'm doing is just literally right clicking solution, clicking new project, or again you can do it from the main menu of file, new project, and you'll pop up to the solution. But now that you're in this solution, you can actually add projects to the solution, and it won't do the funky folder thingy that I was talking about. So from here, the main projects that I use for TopCoder are just simple console programs because I want something where I can just start writing the code from the classes that they have as a demonstration, and then having a way to test it and visually seeing the output. So in it, we already have. Oh, hang on. So let me add to solution. So if you don't do the file new and you just right-click the solution from the Solution Explorer, it's going to automatically assume to add to solution. But if you click File New Project, you want to make sure that you check this Add to Solution instead of Create New Solution. Okay, so now I'll just do like TopCoding.srm or srm, and then I'll just call it xxx. But here you'll probably just put the number of the srm that you're doing, div, and then whatever div you have, and then I leave the name as is. Yeah, so let's click OK. Great. Now you'll see within your actual solution you have just your project that you created. You have a program.cs, and then what you can do is you can go ahead and add your class. So I have a little TopCoding template that I can use that creates the SRM class, but it's nothing more than creating a standard class and not having some of the just doing some of the defaults. Let me show real quick. So if I create a basic class, and let's call it, and they usually have like Fox or CL or some name like that. So let's call it Fox hot air balloon. I don't know, because they usually have some sort of funky name somehow associated with Fox or CL or whatever. So we see that as we create a basic class, we have to, it's not public, it starts off as the default accessor, so we have to make it public. And then TopCoder also doesn't use a namespace, so we'd have to delete the namespace. And then after that, I think we're about good now. And then you just create the prototypes of whatever they have. Okay, great. So my little template class is nothing more than just kind of eliminating that step. So we'll call this CL's magical donkey drifting pirate ship. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we see it goes ahead, and if we just do a comparison, let's see. So I automatically remove some of the namespaces since I think the TopCoder kind of tells you what limitations that you have or don't have. So I like to just code assuming that I'll be working off of their constraints. And then you see it does the automatic public so that it sets the accessor correctly, removes the namespace. So again, you guys can just be able to just create a new class and you should just work straight off of that. And then in this little program harness, you can literally just call the program. So since it shares the same namespace, or since it's a global namespace, you'll just be able to access it. You can say like Fox hot air balloon, and then let me just close this so that everyone can see it. Okay, so and then equals new, and then presuming that there was a method on it, you would call it and then validate it here, and you can do the console input and output, and there you have it. And that's how you would have a project. So, and again, so now you're like, okay, I want one solution that's going to have all of my different SRMs. So you're starting to engage on your next SRM project. You're just going to click File, Add, New Project, and again, I'm not sure why it's not showing here on the menu, but I see it. And then once you click a new class library, or sorry, new console application again, so now we'll call it TopCoding SRM 9002 div 40. I put 50 even though I said 40. Div 50. Great, fantastic. And we see now we have two TopCoding SRM projects in one solution. That's it. There's no additional magic other than that. So let's see. I think that's just about covering everything that I wanted to show today. This is actually going to be a relatively quick video. So again, fellow coders, I want to say thanks again for all the feedback. I really appreciate it. And if you did like this video or any others, please continue to like, subscribe, or give me additional feedback on what you'd like to see. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next episode, keep on coding on, guys. Gonna think of a clever song next time.